All right, I'm back. What's it, 9:40 p.m.? All right, I'm back. I got some rest. I needed like a nap. And we're about to take on the fourth and fifth passage of the first practice test. Let's go. Right now, gonna move on over to, whoops, too much personal information. We're gonna move on over and get started on this test. All right, so I'm gonna try something a little different. I'm gonna try to the last three sections, or sorry, the last three passages. I took it a little slow, and I'm gonna attempt to see if it feels natural to go a little faster. Um, and I'm suspecting that this format's not the best. So if anyone does happen to watch this, right, and have ideas about how to change the format, I have some ideas too. Next time, I think what I'll try doing is record just the iPad screen only as I take the test, while doing it under time pressure, under time constraints, and then re-record my commentary on top of it, is what I think I'm going to try to do next time. But for today, at least for this first test, I just want to keep doing it the same way, except for the next two passages. I'm going to try to be a little faster, so I'll explain a little less, and I'll see what happens when it's done that way. All right, so let's get going. Let's get excited. First test, passage 4. Here we go. Oh, we're getting Virginia Woolf. The situation of women in English society. Interesting that it's not the United States of America. Okay, so this is 1934, so it's some time ago. We're thinking about the situation of women. We're thinking about the vote, probably. We'll see. I'm so bad with my. Man, I don't really remember my history anymore. Alright, let's go. Here, I'll zoom in so you can see where I am. So we're not talking about the woman right away. Okay, just remind yourself, for means because in this case. This is the woman right now. We is referring to woman. Passively. Hmm. Okay, just getting used to this thing. You. Coal scuttle on our heads. I wonder what this is. Um, huh. It must be something military related. I don't know which those are we talking about. Oh, interesting. Interesting that. Hang on, sorry. I'm having. Even this thing. Man, it's so hard to show you where I'm looking and also navigate. Okay, now I can do diagonal. Earlier I couldn't go diagonally. It's so strange. All right, keep going. Now I just lost track. But we have not come here to laugh or to talk of fashions. New section. So this means, do we want to work? This moment means maybe the opportunity? Have always done their thinking from hand to mouth. What does from hand to mouth mean? It's an idiom I'm not familiar. I'm like I don't know for sure. Hmm. Is this referring to like a now? Is there like a woman on the sixpence? On the coin? Is that what that is? What does the sixpence refer to? I have no idea. So the whole point is that as women, let us keep thinking about the purpose of all this work, which is a very important question. And it is an urgent question. Kind of unusual. It's an unusual passage. Uh, Stress urgency. That's true. Severity of divisions. Nope. Feasibility. Nope. Yep. Oh, I just zoned out for a second. The central claim of the passage is that women ought to keep thinking about the reason for work in an educated society, something like that. Yeah, I think that makes sense. We're not talking about effects here. Giving up. will transform those positions. We don't have that idea here. So under time constraint, I will go with this. Friendliness, candor maybe, solidarity probably, respect no. Okay. A mood offensive. She does mention this. I mean, a good view. I mean, side of historic episodes is symbolic of the legacy of past and present sons. The legacy? According to the passage, it's because it allows her to dream. It is a place, but not now. Yeah, it's not about the procession. Yeah. Let's go. I think it has to be, yeah. Practical influence celebrated includes all, yeah. Women are allowed to do these these jobs. We too can leave the house. We can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Do we want to work or not? We should think about whether we want to work. That's basically the point. And yeah, we can do it. This comes out in the 30. It doesn't come out in 23, 24, but I'm just going to double check. Yep. Yeah, 23, 24 is not as direct. Ooh, my neck. Oh, my body. Here we go. 53, 57. On what term? Okay, so I just realized. Urgent is important. Momentous, urgent. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. See, this is the urgent. 57 through 659. Yeah, 57. Yeah, that's good enough. The figurative sixpence. Which choice? Is it tolerance, knowledge, opportunity, or perspective? They haven't been going to the university. They've been thinking on their own. It was thus they won us the right to our brand new sixpence. Think we must. Now we should think while having the job. So I guess the sixpence is referring to the work. To the work, which is the opportunity. Yeah. 72, 76, the range of places and occasions. So it's a whole list of where we should be working. Enjoyable. All right. Let me just see 70 to 76. Let us think in offices, omnibuses, right. Courts, funerals. Let us think. Yeah, we need to do it while doing everything in our while doing the work and being part of society. So pervasive is a good word for that. Okay. Cool. That was number 4. Reflection on that real quick. I did have a little bit of like a I did struggle to understand the first, like, the passage in its entirety. I was like, what is the main point? I didn't really get it, but just by going through the questions, I was able to sort of eventually kind of get to, oh, that is sort of the point of the passage. It's about how we should be thinking as women. We should be thinking about the purpose of this work, this thing that has been earned for us, and we should go out into society. We should be working, and we should be doing more thinking there, thinking about our position in society. It's a rather abstract passage, so it's fairly uncommon to have a passage like this. But then again, the 4th passage, the historical document passage, is always a little tough. So I think, yeah, that was interesting. Let's go. I just realized I am recording this this video, so that's good. Oh, I just zoned out. Okay, how to focus? I just need to find out what my focus is. So, space mining, the next gold. Oh, crazy idea. Taming the final frontier. Seems like they're both on the same side. Interesting. Uh, huh. Okay, space mining. So there was a forum. Space mining. There are these 2 firms. We have these 3 companies. Precious metals, platinum, gold, yttrium, lanthanum. An off-planet economy. Right, an economy for space, not just for the world. For example, ice. Interesting. We're also talking about iron, silicon, aluminum. Or dirt. Right. So passage one is just about the possibilities and the sort of ideas that are coming out. So taming the final frontier is probably going to be more about the realistic aspects of it. Let's go. Let's check this out. Oh, dude, I just zoned out again. Oh, okay, let me do this again. So I'm thinking that we're going to talk about the realistic considerations here. Let's see what happens. The motivation is shifting from we're not just trying to discover, we're trying to figure out economics. What does this mean? Riches, wealthier, but we can all gain. Well, this is already covered. Aha, see, pause for thought. Yeah, so the first paragraph is just covered in the entire first passage. So we have the environmental concerns, but there are principles that we should consider. Pristine. So that sounds like so there are environmental concerns apparently. Interesting. And there's the off-road economy to consider. Stewardship. Man, this is not a very informative. Okay. Okay, so this is the author's perspective. They have much to gain from broad agreement. We want consensus. That was not very scientifically informative, man. Kind of wanted more meat there. So the second passage is about how there are these concerns that should be considered. So my prediction was right, but it wasn't very detailed, so it wasn't as interesting. Space mining is such an interesting topic. I was hoping for a more interesting take. Okay. Ugh. Here we go. Evidence of the growing interest in space mining. That's basically true. Large profits, no. Diverse ways, no. Okay, technological advances, no. All right, space mining could have which positive effect? Yield material, yes. Raise the value of these things, no. Technological, we know we don't have that. Understanding, no. Yes. Best evidence for the previous one, somewhere in the beginning here. Let me see. Meeting demand, so that's I'll use blue. Meeting demand over here. Yeah, that's 18 through 22. And let me just double check. Yeah, 18 to 22. I'm looking for 18 to 22. Yep. And 919 demands meeting the desires. Yeah, desires. Desires works. Desires. It's kind of unusual. You wouldn't normally call that desires, but yeah. Needs, I would say, but whatever. It works. Wait, let me just double check. Maybe I'm hurrying. Meeting the offers, meeting the claims, meeting the inquiries, no. Right. So, pretty high confidence there. the water in 35 to 40, the water in 35 to 40. This is just one of those other resources for things that we could do in the what's it called? The off-planet economy. So in the off-planet economy, we would have water that we could do. Yeah, an extended comparison. Nope. Unexpected answer to a question. I don't remember this question, but I don't think this is right, but I'll just move on. Hypothetical examples. Yeah, that sounds about right. Possible outcomes of a proposal. Let me just double check what's going on in the previous paragraph. So water could become this. See, like how could, so this is sort of an answer of how could, it is how could water be, valuable. Okay. How could, so unexpected is not the right idea. Okay, 47. Space mining has positive potential, but encouraging is not right. Thoughtfully considerate is correct. Okay, 68. Fit hold most narrowly means. Yeah, maintain. Oh yeah, perfect. So I'm gonna keep going. 49. Relationship between the passages. Passage 2 refutes essential. Refutes, nope. Illustrates, nope. Argues against, nope. Reservations, cool. The author of passage 2 will most likely respond to a discussion of the future of space mining in lines 18 to 28 by claiming that such a future would be more successful if there's a consensus. Yeah, we need regulations. Such a Debbie Downer, right? We just need regulations, but why? A broad agreement, consensus. Seek this consensus out. Yeah, solid. So yeah, will be difficult to bring up, but that's the second to last sentence or something like that over here. 85. 85 is the best sentence for that. So yep, that's that. And which point about the resources that will be highly valued in space is implicit in passage 1 and explicit. Implicit in passage 1 and explicit in passage 2. The resources that will be highly valued? Don't remember. So let's look for some explicit thing about, I just want to remember what passage 2 even says about that stuff. Because I'm reluctant to just go into A, B, C, D, ant, bear, cat, dog, and then just sort of duking it out with all 4 of those answer choices. I hate doing that. I'd rather just know the answer and then select from A, B, C, D. I don't want to look at A, confirm A, look at B, confirm B, look at C, confirm C. I don't want to do that. It's such a waste of time. So, what does passage 2 explicitly say about that mineral bounty? About there's no life. The resource may be different. Maybe it's this thing, right? The value might be different. Let me just double check. Yeah. They may be different from those. Oh, I see. What is valued in space? Right. That's correct. All right, cool. So that's the first test. So I guess I should go look at the answers and go through the overall test. And I'm gonna be doing it on my computer over here. I'll just be looking at these answers. Give me a sec. I just need to pull up. Okay. Oh man, these answer explanations are long. Okay. I just kind of want to have just the answer sheet with the correct answers. Okay, and I found it. So I'm looking at the answer explanations as well as I have the answer explanations on my computer. I also have the actual just correct answers right now. I'm going to go through passage 1 first, which I read yesterday night. Okay, so here we are. 1 is bear, 2 is bear, 3 is cat, 4 is ant, 5 is cat, 6 is dog, 7 is dog. Hey, I didn't circle it, but yes. I got that one correct. 8 is bear, 9 is cat, 10 is bear. Okay. 11 is ant, 12 is bear, 13 is dog, 14 is ant, 15 is ant, dog and ant, cat, cat, dog, ant, correct, bear, ant. Cool. I remember looking at this, right, on inability to shift perspective. This is correct. Right, I had that trouble there with that passage, but whatever, I got it correct. We're looking at 22. Ooh, what the heck just happened? Okay, 22, bear, dog, cat, bear, dog, cat, bear, dog. Forgot to circle this. But yes, bear, dog. Right, this is when I realized functions mean to emphasize. Right. Bear, dog, cat. 28 is cat. Is that correct? I'm like losing my place. And ant. Dog. Okay. Bear. I just realized something. Normally, when I do this, actually, when I'm really trying to take a test that I find is difficult for me and I'm trying to do this, I actually go and as I read the answer choice, I double check that whole question, and I try to remind myself how confident was I when I got that right answer. So I don't think it's good to just say, oh, I got it right and move on. You should actually be like, oh, I got it right, but what was my state of mind, okay, when I got it right? Was I confident? And did I place that confidence correctly? Or was I low in confidence, then did I get lucky? And what were some thoughts that were going through my mind at that time that I could at least confirm were good thoughts to have that I should keep repeating, that I should keep having, right? What kinds of thoughts should I be reinforcing for my next test? So actually, starting from 32, I'll do that. 32, I got bear, which is correct. It's to stress the urgency of that issue, the issue of how to work, whether to work, what our position is. 33 is ant. They face right. We do. 34 cat is correct. Solidarity, yeah, we. 35 ant is conducive to a mood of fanciful reflection. Yeah, I think that's the evidence is right there. 35. And I am wrong. And ooh, the setting of the bridge. So this one I got wrong, but so the it's funny because I actually did notice this admirable vantage ground. I did notice this when I was choosing between the two, and then also, it is a place to stand on, dreaming. Okay, so in this text we actually have two things that are supported. Two like we have two characterizations of this location. The first is that it is an admirable vantage ground for us to make a survey, right? Where we can watch these people. But it is also a place that we can dream. So according to the passage, we choose the bridge because it I guess the word because, it's implied that this comma over here is kind of the because, right? We're close to this bridge because it is an admirable vantage ground, right? So I got this one wrong. And I accept this one. I accept this one. But I do think it's a little bit, we're kind of splitting hairs here because there is evidence for both of these answer choices. Let's see what the official College Board explanation is for question 35. But I mean, I accept. So lines 1 through 3, to make a survey, that's true. And they do, right. Wolf wants educated women to fix their eyes upon the procession. Which, that's all support for B. Choice A is incorrect because, oh, I should show you what I'm looking at because that would probably make it a better thing. Give me a sec. Consider the facts. Right. It's sort of that's true. She states that she's using the bridge. Like, it's like not the why she's here, like why she's talking about it. That's true. It's a little subtle, but it's because of that word because. So if I look here, we're choosing it not because it allows us to dream. It just happens to be a place to dream. We're choosing it because we can see everything, including the procession, and we want to focus on the procession. I hurried on that one. So I accept that error. So 36, I chose D. Let me just double check the answer over here. D, yep. Oh, hang on. I should take it slowly. Has become less exclusionary. Yeah. Because it's included woman. And for 37, D, it says we can. We can. So that's D over here. Hang on. I'm having some trouble with some technical issues here. Hang on. Are you going to tell me I got this one wrong? 37 is apparently C. 37 is apparently C. Wow. Frustrating. Let's look at 23, 24 first. I don't want to look at the explanation right away. I want to see if I can figure it out on my own. Okay. For there, we go ourselves. I mean, I know what that means, but I don't know why that's the best evidence. Why is that? Why is that the best evidence? The best evidence is the part where it says, okay, the procession. Maybe because of that metaphor, we're the women are at the tail end of the procession, whereas here, right? Here, we too can. So the procession, okay. If we really focus on this word less exclusionary, then 30 to 34 is weaker than 23 and 24, because at the end of the procession, we are included, right? So that definitely does mean like we are part of the recently we've been added to the procession. We've been added to the procession. Whereas if we look over here, hang on. Whereas if we look over here, right? Let me just double check. Yeah, if we look over here, and let me just make sure I got the right line references. 30 to 34. Right. We who now agitate these humble pens may not speak from a pulpit. We can. Like, this is showing the evidence of the things we can do. So we are not excluded from the procession, but this is the literal world. This is the actual world. And over here at 23, 24, that's more of the metaphor that we are included in the procession. I think this is actually a little bit of splitting hairs from College Board, but for these you have to accept them. When we're splitting hairs, you have to it is technically right. C is right. C is technically better than D. It's because I was paying less attention to this idea of the procession being more inclusive. The procession being more inclusive. If I was more focused on the procession being more inclusive, I might have looked at C and D. I might have waffled a little bit. I might have hesitated and been like, well, which one is the one that's more talking about the procession? So I might have done that. However, this kind of hair splitting might produce bad tendencies in you if you are a little, like, if you're struggling to even get like a 35 out of 40 on the reading section. The reason is that this makes it sound like you have to only be thinking about like literally the word, like, oh, procession and procession, right? Like, we have to like only be thinking about those words. But if you just end up obsessing about which ones have the right words in without thinking about the logic behind it, you might actually harm your overall score. So this amount of hair splitting, I think, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this. I'm curious what you guys think. I got it wrong, and I accept it. It's clearly a better answer in retrospect. It's just that, does this kind of question encourage the right habit? So maybe I should be more specific about what the right habit is. The wrong habit is to look at this answer and be like, oh my God, I have to make sure that the words come out exactly, right? Because then that's word mapping. If you're just like looking at the questions and looking at the passages and then just looking for words to match each other, what happens is you'll get a lot of questions wrong. That's a trap, okay? But in this case, the right habit to have is, well, before I choose between C and D, the evidence for the answer, I have to look at this overall sentence, right? I have to remind myself of that overall sentence. The procession she describes has become less exclusionary in its membership in recent years. The procession has become less exclusionary in its membership in recent years. In recent years, like, read that fully, and then what is the best evidence for the procession becoming less exclusionary in recent years? And especially now that I think about it, the recent part of it, just by reading that full sentence, it becomes even more clear. The recent part of it is the end of the procession, right? The tail end of the procession. Whereas here, this is not, there's no real necessarily evidence for the recency over here, right? There's no evidence for the recency over here. So don't just think what is logically on the right side. I chose dog because it's logically on the correct side, but I wasn't engaging with the text enough. With a question, take care to reread the entire question. If it's talking about evidence for the previous answer, then read the whole previous answer. Think the whole answer out loud in your head. Kind of read it out loud and think it out loud in your head, and then choose the answer. Okay, that would be the right habit to have. All right, 38. I chose cat, momentous and pressing. Momentous and pressing. That is 38. Cat is correct, right? Because we're being urgent. 39, cat. 39, cat. Let me see how confident I am about this. The moment is short. Maybe I rushed through this one. 57, 62. The moment is short. Because that's such a short. That's maybe the pressing aspect of it, but where's the momentous? Oh. Yo, this must be the right answer. This must be the right answer. Let me see, 52. 48, 49, 46, 47. Oh, hang on, we don't even get that. Oops, I just lost my track. Lost track. 48, 49. Oh, it's over here. 48, 49. This is the correct answer. Damn it. God damn it. Let me just double check. 39. 39 is B. Aish. Okay. I think I was rushing. Got that one wrong. Because the moment is short doesn't give me... See, that's the thing. It's literally the same mistake I made in 37. I need to read the best evidence for the answer to the previous question. I need to read this whole sentence out loud. And this sentence includes this idea of and, right? So I need to say, she characterizes the questions in lines 53 and 57 to 57 as both momentous and pressing. So whatever evidence I come up with in question 39 has to answer momentous and pressing. And here it says the moment is short. That only talks about pressing. It doesn't talk about momentous. I was rushing. Sixpence though, this one I'm pretty confident in. Let me see. C, 40, C is correct. 41B, 41B. Mainly serves to emphasize how. Oh, my brain. Okay, the range of places, locations mainly serves to emphasize how pervasive the need for... Yeah, pervasive. It's all over the place. And B, 41B is correct. Cool. We're good with 41. So, did I make 3 errors on this one only? Yeah, 37 and 39 were truly unnecessary. Now, 39 was the one that was the easiest, that I really didn't need to get wrong. I sort of fell into that trap. 37 I got wrong. 37 I got wrong because I didn't think about the whole question. I was just not being sensitive to the words, I was just being like, yeah, I know. I was being overly confident. Yeah, so I made those mistakes. 35. Yeah, again, I was not being sensitive to the words because obviously it's pretty obvious that the reason she chose this location was not because it's good for dreaming. I don't know. I think I was just, I was just sort of, being I was being a little lazy. I was being lazy. and overly confident. Which means I might have the same problem over here, except I thought this passage was particularly easy, so maybe not. So I'm looking at 42. Evidence of the growing interest in space mining. Yeah, I'm highly confident. Let's look at 42B is correct. 43 indicates that space mining could have which positive effect? Yeah, I mean, true. Yeah, I'm highly confident. 43, A is correct. 44, which choice provides the best evidence for the answer to the previous question? 18 through 22. Earthly demands meeting the demands. Yeah, that is correct. A is correct. Yeah, that is correct. Demands most nearly means, right, the desires, right, which D is correct. Highly confident. 46, hypothetical example supporting a claim made in the previous paragraph because of the water, right? Maybe I'll just double check on this one, but I'm pretty confident in this one. Water, see, what's worth more? Water could become most desired. Water could be used for oxygen or hydrogen, right? Or for drinking or for a shield. Yeah. So it offers hypothetical examples, that's correct, supporting a claim in the previous paragraph. 46, cat. 46, cat is correct. 47, space mining has positive potential, but yeah, I'm not even gonna. 47, bear. Yes, is correct. 48, maintain. I remember that sentence. A, I was very confident. Yes, A is correct. 49, dog. Hang on. 49. Yeah, expressive. This one's, I'm highly confident, has to be dog. 49, dog. Correct. Yeah, I'm highly confident that, claiming that such a future, passage 2 would claim that such a future will be very difficult, right? So I'm, making sure that I'm not mixing passage 1 and 2 over here, but bear, I'm highly confident that's correct. Bear, correct. So then looking at 51, the best evidence for this, that passage 2 would claim that such a future would be difficult to bring about in the absence of regulations. And then this is that bit about how it's, how the regulations would help, right? Without them, this would cause some sort of problems. It's in all of our interests. So yeah, these are the problems, So I'm highly confident with 51, dog. 51, dog is correct. 52, they may be but highly valued in space, resources that will be highly valued in space. It's implicit that water in passage 1 will have a higher value in space, and then it's explicit in passage 2 where it's explicit that the resources that are valuable in orbit may be very different. So we have that evidence over there, so I'm highly confident and must be correct, and that is correct. I got 3 wrong all in the 4th passage. I feel stupid. I feel genuinely stupid for getting 3 wrong all in the same passage, because I really didn't need to. But it's what happens. I was rushing. I wasn't being sensitive to the language that was there. I accept all 3 of them as errors that I made, not errors in the design of the questions. Definitely, doing this test in 3 different sittings. I did passage 1 and passage 2 in the first sitting last night, passage 3 earlier today, and then passages 4 and 5. And then passage 4 and 5, I tried to go at a more of a natural pace, but I didn't really get that whole, I didn't really get that rhythm, from passages 1, 2, and 3. I just went straight for passage 4, which is a harder passage. I think that kind of messed me up a little bit. I think for streaming next time, I think that PDF Expert is a little harder to use than just the usual preview, the sort of Apple preview thing, But I might have to review this video to see what it actually looks like, uh, because I want to make sure that people who are viewing are able to like follow what's happening rather than just sort of kind of seeing what I'm seeing. They should be able to follow where my thoughts are. So what would be the best tool for that? I'm thinking about that. Also for streaming, um, I think it's more successful. It's a better and more interesting stream if I don't talk as much as I did for the first three passages. For the first three passages, I talked a lot, explaining every single thought that I had. I was kind of teaching as I was going, whereas passages 4 and 5, I was more focused on just solving the thing and kind of pointing out random things that I noticed, like I was making more reactions rather than full explanations. And I think that's going to be a more successful way of doing it, probably. But I'll have to review the videos. If you guys do end up finding this video on YouTube, let me know what you think. Let me know if this is helpful for you. I'm going to keep doing this with future SAT, or I'm going to be doing more of this starting even tomorrow. All right. So hope to see you guys. Let me know what works. I want to see what's really helpful, because I strongly believe that watching someone do it in real time, or at least maybe not the entire test, but watching someone solve hard questions in real time, I think that's really valuable. Like, you learn a lot of things that you wouldn't necessarily learn from just hearing the answers. Oh, this is the right answer because it's this. Just knowing that, honestly, if you could figure that out on your own, you would be getting perfect scores anyway, right? It's better, I think, to see how someone gets to the right answer rather than just understanding the right answer right away, like these answer explanations. Answer explanations I don't think are the best. Okay, it's better to see how. Maybe you should use answer explanations. You should have answer explanations to confirm, but it's better, I think, probably to just confirm, to watch and see how someone else gets to the right answer even without having an answer explanation. Yeah, I'm being wordy. I'm gonna go sleep. So see you guys in the next one. Take care.